Doctors and admins, welcome back to the hub. The hub. Welcome back to the cafe. Sit down, relax, get you some coffee, some tea, and let's talk about a little bit about Arc Knights today. Specifically, a character that's getting a second alter ego in Arc Knights. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into it, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments who's next to get a second alter ego in Arc Knights OG. Alright, that's a long ass intro. I literally just made it up. But anyways, welcome back. This is Arc Knights. We're gonna put Enfield to the side for a little bit because Arc Knights is still relevant by all means. And we're gonna talk about Chen. No, not you, Chen. I'm talking about Chen. Chen, get your goofy ass off my screen. Don't get sad, girl. We'll talk about you one day. It's gonna connect to you. Maybe. We're gonna talk about Chen from OG, the badass Chen, sexier Chen, amazing Chen, and some of you might even go as far as say as mommy Chen. Some of you are freaks. Anyways, let's get to it. And she's getting a second alter ego, so we're gonna have 3 versions of Chen in Arc Knights OG, which is crazy to say. I never thought they would do that, which is wild. But it's very interesting that they went back to Chen for her doing that, because they went back to her roots. This is not Chen the caster. This is not Chen the healer. This is Chen the vanguard. You know, this is not Chen the specialist. They went back to like regular Chen, but extremely beefed up. Like, twice the beef, twice the damage. And I already seen her trailer. Obviously, you've seen it on screen. Her skills activated. I've seen all that already. She is crazy. Now, she is broken, I agree, to an extent, but if you don't treat her right, she can still get dazed by characters, and she can still get a pretty good amount of damage, so people can still knock her out. Basically what I'm saying. She can still die, because at least from what I've seen in CN gameplay, she can dish out the damage, but she can't really handle the damage as well. Obviously, she can take a lot of hits, but like, she will go down. You don't have a healer, someone next to her supporting her. Because I've seen videos where they just use Chen and they have somebody else, but somebody else heals her so she won't die, or such and such. Basically, what I'm saying. But it's interesting that they went back to Chen and went back to her roots, because this is basically regular Chen. Like I said, just extra beefed up, because that's how they just doubled her pretty much is what they did. And the reason I want to talk about her, or this version of her specifically, Chen Dawn Streak, I believe is her name. Yes, Chen Dawn Streak. Because, you know, if you obviously everybody that been playing Enfield, Chen and Enfield is a descendant of OG Chen, of sexy badass Chen. She's a descendant somehow. We don't know how they're connected yet. I don't know why this all they called her Chen as well. They could have changed her name. But anyways, she's a descendant of OG Chen, and she's from the Academy, which is crazy because now that begs the question. Now that she's double the damage, she's twice as strong as she used to be. You know, it's pretty much showing that this third alter ego is showing that she's gotten stronger over the years, over obviously everything they've been going through in the OG game. She's growing it, even herself, that someone is already extremely strong in game is now twice as strong, which is not crazy to say, because you know, everybody can still grow, everybody can still get stronger in a sense, and I want to connect that somehow to Enfield, because does she become a teacher in the academy? Is she part of the academy somehow? This is what I'm speculating so hard on this. How did they do this on purpose to somehow correlate her story with Chen from Enfield's story? You know, because like I said, she's the descendant somehow, some way of Chen, OG Chen. But we don't know how. You know, obviously this is 150 years later in Enfield, and quote unquote sequel / spin-off. So the question is, how are they related? How is she a descendant? Is she a nephew, a niece? Just somehow she looked up to her. She was, I don't know. They have the same name for a reason, and she's quote unquote a descendant from what we know for a reason. How exactly? That's the question. How, you know? Obviously the characters in Enfield are still a bit of a mystery for us, except for the characters in the banners like Surtur. You know, you have her story you can play through. You have Angelina's story you can play through, and obviously Jovan, you want to have her story. So we have their stories pretty much. And I wonder if they're going to do the same for the main characters, like Perdica and Chen, because they're as much as we know they're good guys, they're an extreme mystery to us as well. So since Chen from Enfield is a mystery to us, you know, we know she came from the academy. You know, we don't know how she's related or what kind of relationship. Well, she didn't have no relationship, but like, how does she connect with OG Chen? You know, that's the ultimate question, basically. So that's why I also say, you know, Enfield just came out, and we had two characters that are somehow related. Obviously, Enfield Chen, she's very, very heavy in the story, which makes sense. You know, she's one of the main three characters next to the Enben and Perdica. She's right there. And now we have alter ego Chen. You know, how also how far ahead the Hypergraph plan is, or after a while that the game was out, OG Arc Knights, they're like, once Enfield got announced and they had everything going, and how somehow obviously we got clones from the OG game in Enfield, and they're like, well, let's not make all them clones, you know, let's make someone a descendant of someone of sorts, and they chose Chen, which is a great choice. You know, Chen's a fan favorite from the OG games, you know. New Chen, she's in the 50-50 section. I asked a question in the Facebook group that I'm in of OG organized players, and Chen from Enfield hardly got mentioned. I saw other characters get mentioned a lot more than her, to say the least. So she's middle down the line. How people feel about her goofy ass. I like her, you know. I like her goofiness. I like that they went a different route with her descendant, you know, instead of the all seriousness of her. It shows that the lungs, the lung dragons, you know, they can have goofy ass people too, you know. They have personality, pretty much what I'm saying. So what do you think? You know. So I'm at this point, it gives me more interest in. I don't know her last name. I've just been saying Enfield Chen because I don't know her last name. I'm not good with last names in these games. Now, what are they gonna do to show? You know, I'm that more intrigued than Chen. You know, Some people think she's a goofy, dumb character. She's not dumb, you know. She's still a badass, just goofy, pretty much. She's not the all serious OG Chen. It kind of makes sense her being the way she is, because OG Arknights, it's dark, it's messed up, it's the story, it hurts me. But that just curiosity for Enfield Chen has grown on me, and I'm interested in how they're gonna tackle her story and what they're gonna do. And this was smart. They really planned this ahead, and how we're gonna see. That's why they decided to give Chen a second alter ego, and now her back to her roots. You know, her showing that she's grown, she's gotten stronger. I want to see how they're gonna tackle that. And then did she start the academy, or what does she do that somehow they're related? You know, so that's the main question now. How are they related, and what way they're related? OG Chen and Enfield Chen. I'm very excited to know that, because that's gonna be a good thing to know for sure. But like you, Enfielders, doctors, Edmonds, you let me know down in the comments. What do you think? You know, drop a long ass paragraph for me to read, and I'll respond to you. I really want to know what you guys think, and how are they gonna make them? How are they gonna connect these stories? Because they didn't choose. Trust me, they didn't choose Chen to give her a second alter ego for no reason. They chose her and they dropped her, and now the Enfield is out. It's just perfect timing for a reason. So I'm pretty sure some way, somehow they're gonna use that to connect it to Enfield Chen for sure. I'm pretty sure they are. There's no way they're not. I believe it is. Now where the story's at now, with the OG game, it's pretty. Trust me. They're being smart right here. They're being extremely smart. But that is it for me, Edmonds and doctors. I hope you enjoyed this conversation we had in the cafe. I hope you enjoyed the drink you had as well. Like I said, let me know what do you think, and we'll come back to this topic maybe soon. But yeah, have a good one. Yeah, take it easy, and just keep on grinding, making the factory grow, and keep playing the OG game as well. Chen.